Okay, let's put the sci-fi movies on pause for a minute. Today, we're diving into a very serious, very real-world proposal for how we actually govern what might be the most powerful technology humanity has ever created, artificial intelligence. It's called the Global AI Infrastructure Charter, and honestly, it's a pretty bold framework for our shared future with this technology.
Right out of the gate, the charter just lays the stakes on the table with this really powerful idea. Unchecked, AI at a massive scale could easily become a tool for domination. But, and this is the important part, if we handle it with wisdom, it could become a force for, as they put it, planetary care. So this isn't just about code and algorithms. It's framing a fundamental choice about the kind of world we want to live in.
So what's the big idea driving this whole charter? Well, it's that we have to stop thinking about AI as just another tool. The argument is that it's already evolved into global infrastructure. Something as fundamental as the internet or the electrical grid. It's already woven into the fabric of our world, reshaping everything from our economies to the way we think.
And that shift in thinking leads to the Charter's most radical idea, that intelligence itself is a common survival asset. Just let that sink in for a second. It's basically putting AI in the same category as our oceans or the atmosphere, a resource that's essential for all of civilization. And the implication there is massive. No single country, no single company gets to own and control.
Okay, so if intelligence is this shared asset, how in the world do we protect it? Well, the charter proposes a kind of moral compass. It's built on a set of what it calls non-negotiable principles, designed to guide all AI development on a global scale.
So the first principle is unity. This is all about interdependence over domination. The whole goal is to use AI to bring us closer together, not to create new ways to control people. And the Charter specifically warns against something it calls cognitive colonization, which is basically using AI to force one culture's worldview onto another. Building right on that idea of unity is the second principle, peace. But the Charter defines peace in a way that's, fit for the AI age. It's not just about preventing physical war. It's about protecting things like social trust and our psychological safety. That's why AI is classified as peace-sensitive, which means using it for things like cognitive warfare or automated conflict escalation is completely forbidden. And the third principle is meditation. And you can pretty much think of it as a global emergency brake. It mandates a pause before any high-impact AI gets deployed. And this isn't just like a friendly suggestion. It requires independent reviews, cross-border risk simulations, and a human override at every single level. It is the literal opposite of that old Silicon Valley mantra, move fast and break things. This next idea just perfectly captures the philosophy behind that mandatory pause. Speed is not wisdom. Acceleration without reflection is extinction risk. That's a powerful statement that totally reframes the AI safety debate. The Charter's argument is crystal clear. Moving too fast isn't innovation. It's a dangerous gamble with our collective future.
Okay, so we have the why, we've got these core principles, but how would any of this actually work in practice? Let's get into the mechanics of this thing, the global governance framework itself. The framework organizes AI into 3 tiers, which you can see right here. Tier 1 is your local AI, personal assistants, creative tools, and that's governed at the national level. Fine. Tier 2 covers bigger societal systems, like in healthcare or finance, and those need international transparency. But the real game changer is Tier 3, civilizational AI. We're talking about the big stuff, AI in government, in defense, in major economic systems. The Charter is adamant. This tier cannot be controlled by any single entity. It has to be governed by the Charter.
A huge part of this is the zero weaponization clause. And listen, we're not just talking about killer robots here. Look at this list: election manipulation, misinformation campaigns, engineering social unrest. The Charter redefines these acts not as attacks on a specific country, but as crimes against humanity itself.
So how do you enforce all this without some kind of world army? This is where the Charter gets really innovative. It shifts away from traditional tools like military action or economic sanctions. Instead, enforcement comes from things like revoking access to the massive computing power you need for advanced AI, or downgrading a nation's global legitimacy. In this new world, access and reputation, that's the real power.
But this charter isn't just about preventing all the bad stuff. It's also a proactive vision for building a better future, one that's based on a pretty clear choice between global cooperation and, well, existential risk. This brings us to a really key concept: intelligence sovereignty. The Charter strikes a very careful balance here. It says, yes, Every nation has the right to access AI and protect its unique culture. But, and this is the crucial part, no nation gets to use its AI to force its worldview on others or to create dependency. It's a direct ban on what you could basically call AI colonialism.
And this vision of a shared future, it extends beyond just humanity. The Charter puts it so bluntly, Earth is not fuel, Earth is stakeholder. This powerful line introduces the idea of planetary aware computing. It's a wake-up call that the enormous amounts of energy, water, and minerals that AI consumes can't be an afterthought. The ecological cost has to be a central part of how we govern.
So how do we make sure AI actually benefits everyone, not just the powerful? The Charter's answer is a concept called public interest compute. And the analogy here is simple, but really strong. Just like we built public roads and hospitals, the world should build a shared AI infrastructure for the common good. This resource would be aimed at solving huge challenges, like climate change and global health. And access would be given based on need, not on wealth or power.
And this isn't just for governments and corporations. The Charter makes it very clear that citizens cannot be spectators in this new world. You have the right to know how AI is affecting you, the right to challenge its harmful uses, and the right to demand a review. It empowers every single one of us to be part of the governance process. You know, if there's one single idea to take away from this entire framework, it's got to be this quote, which just boils everything down to its core message. AI is too powerful to belong to the few, too dangerous to run unchecked, and too important not to govern together.
And that leaves us with the final defining question. The proposal lays out a really stark choice: cooperation over extinction, a future of shared life over one of dominance. It's not a technical question, really, it's a human one. So what kind of future will we together choose to govern?